Well, the day is not over, because this picture says the letter for the youth. This is what Lena and I thought we would call it, because I think it would be logical after what Mikhail said about the school. We have been racking our minds how to improve this, how to come closer to this, and given that knowledge can be transmitted, and what we want to do is this understanding cannot be sort of transmitted, but nevertheless this audience sometimes gets a situation or this atmosphere when we do transfer things, and it's not knowledge, it's exactly this sort of state of mind, or if you will, whatever name you may choose. So this is the letter for the young people. This is mine and Lena's letter, but I hope that it will be something on behalf of us all, because we're all of us not very young people, and this is the letter for the young people. And they wrote it down how many we are, 25 or 40, and there was an attempt here to come up with something that you want to really to pass the message across, because some things worked with us and others didn't. We failed somewhere, so I want to, since the time of its inception 25 years ago of the Moscow School for Political Studies, many events took place which have really made us abandon our hopes for a rapid change in the Soviet mentality towards understanding the absolute importance of independent democratic institutions, public competitive policy, and the rule of law. The reason for that is in the absence of clear understanding that freedom, real democracy, and human rights do not make us weaker, or rather they make the state stronger, and followingly this led to the aggressive expansion of bureaucracy that now penetrated every sphere of public life and economy. Democratic ideas work when the right of private property has been recognized, and one of the main purposes of civil society are met: protecting man from any sort of violence, including violence by the state. Democratic ideas require responsible and strong civil society to the same extent as the rule of law state. Man has always lived in a time that was modern for him or her, but the humanists lived in the times of Enlightenment. They discovered the Bible and antique legacy, and they came up with a new word, modern, where history now showed us something eternally modern and eternally present, because this is something that is not subject to be measurement. History cannot be started from scratch and new. You can enter history only. The case is here we are speaking about understanding by man of oneself as a personality that lives through an endless, finite and infinite, extemporal and eternal things in something very temporary, relative in the absolute, and thus understanding what freedom, democracy, and what law stand for. This is what Mirab Mamardashvili said, that this is where a person that lives in a civilization that inherits ancient times and Christianity, where the price is personal courage. Real wisdom cannot be embodied only in human material where they embodied. Otherwise, any ethnic, rather much like national or social community, no matter how big or important it might be, would remain contained within itself. But nevertheless, these borders are overcome by personality, through any activities that are at the same time historic for humans, irrespective of his or her ethnic affiliation. This is something that helps bring about, to shape up a national character in its best qualities, as this was shown by history of people that profess not only Christianity. Thus, to be modern means to do good, try to hear others, and try to seek common understanding, under realizing that the center of the world that would be recreated with you is everywhere, and periphery is not to be present anywhere, and accepting life as is, at the same time to disagree to those who urge to adapt to these conditions, in trying to conceive that the society exists not for the state and the state exists for the society, and people are born not to seek government. We continue to see the mission of a citizen in a modern world, and we are saying, yes, we are unlike one another, but we are citizens.